Hello, everyone.
All right,
Good afternoon. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Doing a last minute mic check. Cool. Well, welcome on this marvelous Wednesday. I appreciate everyone here being able to come and participate in this teach back session. So here we're bringing it back. The first time hearing about it, but apparently it's still back in the day. So we're bringing it back. So that's great, right? Teach bags pretty much going to be something similar to our Friday night hangout, something a little bit smaller though, but just so we get more and more information on our products, our podcast, our book of the month, our system information, and just a little information for our new business owners as well. I'm your host, Jose, your favorite sleep expert, right? Our favorite IVO, however you want to classify me as. But we got a lot of exciting things for you today. Our first person who's going to go over our product information is someone who actually started about the same time I did. Someone who's just as motivated as me, always smiling. That's his thing. So we call him Smile sometimes, I think, if that's what Aaron calls him. But his name is Ian. And he's going to go ahead and present us some of our great products that we have here, which is going to be our Glycer products and some of our excess drinks as well. Okay, so round of applause for Ian. Go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Jose. Appreciate that. Great hosting. I'm trying to pull up my slides right now. Just give me one moment. All right, so sorry for the difficulties. I am having trouble trying to pull my stuff up, but the products that are introducing is the Glycer line of the toothpaste and well as the mouthwash, and also the energy drink called XS. So the Glycer toothpaste, basically, I use it every morning when I get up, and it works wonders. Plant-based, really good, and it has a lot of benefits. So yeah, it has a lot of benefits that that doctors should recommend. Number one, because it's the best, and but yeah, it don't have like those bad toxins like any compared towards any toothpaste. As you look for the green label, like it shows itself like it's green, so everything is good, it's natural. Anything that has like different colorings on your toothpaste, it would tell you that there are like chemicals that are mixed in to use to that are used within the toothpaste that's not really good for us or for our microbiomes biomes that's in our mouths. And with us with the Glycer mouthwash, it works wonders. Actually, I have a testimony on that. I have a person named Mr. Weston. He's on the phone with me right now, and he could tell you all about the mouthwash that he has recently bought from me from my online store. Go ahead and take away, Mr. Weston.
Good evening, everybody. Can y'all hear me well?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yes, just keeping it short and sweet. I've been using the mouthwash here lately, and I've seen improvement in my gum health. I'm an avid coffee drinker, and I've noticed that it's had some whitening effect as well with it. It has a very good taste to it, which makes it really attractive to use it in the morning. Besides using, the regular Crest mouthwash, it's a very good alternative. And that's some of the experiences that I've had using the mouthwash.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Weston.
Yes, sir.
All right. But yeah, that's Mr. Weston. That's one of my best clients. And as you said, that's a very satisfied customer right there. And of course, it's Nutrilite certified, that provide with the peppermint, the leaf that's within the products. And to compare towards any other products such as like Listerine or Scope, those are what I have read online. They're not good because of the alcohol that's within it, and then the stuff they use within it, that makes your mouth burn is not really healthy for our mouths. It disrupts our natural bacteria. We have we have good and we have bad bacteria. So, but it is important that we keep our mouths safe, while as keeping our smiles good and clean. Excuse the noise back there. I think my neighbors out there blowing fireworks. And then from there, we also have XS energy drinks. They are really good, 0 sugar, not B12, vitamin B, and other natural products that's in there. And we have like different variety of different flavors, like the wild berry, the cranberry grape, and it also contains caffeine in it. So it's on the go. It's really good, especially me when I get up in the mornings. When I go out, I go work out in the mornings after I brush my teeth with that glister. And I use the XS drink, and it just keeps me going. No crash at all, 0 sugar. The best. My favorite is I believe it's the wild berry. I love the wild berry. But compared to that, with other products such as Monster or Red Bull, because I used to be a Red Bull fanatic, loved it until I got introduced to XS. But Red Bull is not really good on any other energy drinks because of the high levels of sugar that's within there, in those products. And those energy drinks lead up towards lines of, like I heard in the past, this is actually back in the news when Monster was actually coming out, a young fellow who was 15 years old, and he was drinking Monsters back to back, two Monsters, and it had took his life. And also Red Bull is like, it's linked towards things that's like, it's thinking your blood in your bloodstream, and then will mess with your heart. It could lead you towards having a stroke. So we just got to be mindful of the things that we're consuming and putting in our bodies. So I prefer like something that's going on the safer side. So that's all I want to present that to y'all today. Talked about. I have my stuff, but it's not coming up. I'm playing with my iPad right now. But hopefully next time we do this, I will have it up. But thank y'all for bearing with me.
Woo! I had a little excess earlier, so I'm a little amped up, right? But appreciate that, Ian. I mean, just the key points I took away from that was, I mean, that, amazing thing about our toothpaste is that it is plant-based. So I love that about ours too. I'm a huge believer in XS too. I love the no crash thing. I used to stay away from energy drinks that I've tried, Red Bull, Monster, NOS, Rockstar, all that. I stay away from all that because I have crashes all the time. And so I tried XS. So that's definitely a true point there. And 0 sugar is just a plus, right? So, but get y'all mouthwash, improve your gum health. If you're a heavy coffee drinker, I know a lot of you people are, so keep that in mind. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say you people like that. It sounded rude, right? I'm sorry. You IBOs out there. All right, so our next person that's going to speak is someone who's actually really creative with our products, right? She always posts reviews. It always comes up with different ways to present our products. Actually, I'm sorry, my phone just turned off. I'm sorry, I'm skipping some people. Let me jump back. We're not doing that just yet. Backtrack. Next thing we're gonna do is talk about our stream here. Apologize, sir. I don't think we've met, but Emmanuel here, Jerome. He's gonna be our next speaker about our streaming. So a round of applause for Jerome over here. I'm sorry, Emmanuel.
Yeah, can everyone hear me okay? All right, perfect. Well, like how Jose said, my name is Emmanuel Jerome. I'm based out of Hollywood, Florida. I apologize in advance if my voice sounds a little cracked, coming down with a cold, but I'm gonna push through. And I'm here to talk about our streaming service. Now, like all the books and all the other educational items, we have our podcast that can provide you a wealth of information on our product, on our products and our meetings. Please excuse my dad, he's just checking out the video. Yeah, and basically the importance of, listening to a podcast at least once a day, you get to learn more about the business, you get to learn from a variety of experts and a variety of topics, including, how to have your own meeting, how to set up your own meet and greet, how to organize your own products, sell your products, and ultimately market yourself and eventually build confidence in yourself to get better in the business. And for example, I'm just going to talk about one podcast in particular that I liked. That would be BWW 2251, titled The DNA of a Winner. And it's basically talking about, the same old, no matter times you get knocked back down, you get back up, keep trying. Don't let the chaos of life knock you down and keep you from achieving your goals. And with this podcast particularly, the speakers are, I have their names here so I don't forget, Vinny and Dana Papalardo, if I pronounced that correctly. But they're a family out of New York City. They run a furniture business, and they've been doing that for about 16 years. And, despite their pedigree, their wealth of education, they had good jobs, they still found themselves in over $1 million of debt. And they were looking for a way to make money to avoid foreclosure. And that's when they found this business. And they found out that, what ultimately led to their issue was the lack of planning, the lack of mentorship. And that's what you get in this business. You have to pretty much build yourself up. And the most important takeaway for me from this podcast was, we're all winners. We're all born to be winners. We're all born to be successful. The only difference is, are you willing to put in the work? The number of hours. And there was a great talk. I have the talk on my phone, but it's not going to be great quality, so I'll just paraphrase it here. Basically, they talk about there's no difference between this business and with athletes. What differentiates a good athlete from an average one is just the amount of hours, how much work you put in. What makes a great pianist from a regular average Joe who just touched a piano, a few hours ago is just practice. This business is the same thing. The amount of work you put in is the amount of work and effort you get out. And basically, you can watch our streams on the BWW Prime website or on the BWW XS Streams app for iOS and Android. And I'll leave you with that before my voice gives out. Thank you.
Great job.
Good job, Manuel. I like that. I love that podcast there because I'm really big on that. It's you do have to put the amount of work in to help or improve yourself or do anything or accomplish anything really to what you're looking to do, right? Whether it's a business, something personal, or whatever the case is, right? I like that. I'm giving another applause to Emmanuel there and Ian's. Our next speaker is going to be Abel. Round of applause for Mr. Abel here. He's gonna go over our book of the month. I need a new book, Abel, so hopefully something that catch my eye, right? So fill us in, bro.
Hi everybody, I'm Ebo Dizzy. I'm personally sponsored by Rabbit and Rookie. Apply come time in Nadia. So I'll be going over the book. Well, not the book of the month, but one of the recommended book that we read throughout the see. Am I able to, can everyone see that? Okay, good. So the book that I'm doing is how to start a conversation and make friends. It's one of the books that I read when I first studied as part of the book that were recommended to me. It's a great book if you just started. You wanna learn about the book. How to start a conversation. We all know how to start a conversation, but we can always improve our skills in it. How break the ice and all that. So why is reading important? Yeah, it is important to read because it helps you grow your mind and expand your thinking with knowledge you can apply to your daily days activities. And there's a lot for me. Before this business, reading a book like from front to cover, that was not me. But when I got in this business, because I was thinking of like I have to read a full book in one day, but when I got here, just 15 minutes, you're good. So like I said, a lot of things hiding in books. So if you do not read, you may never heard of them. But reading trigger thought and make you realize of what someone said, or you start to think about it, and you start saying to yourself, this makes sense. So that's why it's really important to read and to develop yourself as a leader. And so how, when, where to read. So you can read by chapters or by number of pages or by minutes, 5-10 minutes. Depends on your time. It's all about you. Depends on how you can read 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes. The recommendation is 15. If you can go to a full chapter, go for the full chapter. If you're just starting out, 1 pages, it's good also. When to read, that depends on your schedule for the day. For me, I prefer the morning. So as I go through the day, I can apply this to my day. If I have an early morning, didn't get to do it, I do it anytime during the day. Where, that's also depend on you. It could be after breakfast, before breakfast, 15 minutes early in the parking lot of your job, or during lunch or afternoon. Depends on you. So it all depends. Just use it. The whole point is that to get something from it and use it throughout the day to your daily activities. How to start a conversation and make things. That's some of the chapter that a lot of people doesn't know. To make a first impression, it's all about remembering the name. Instead, don't think about what you're gonna say, but focus on the moment of the introduction. 5 seconds, that's all you need to make a great impression. Remember the name by repeating it, use it during conversation. For me, I didn't like, I don't remember, I keep saying that I don't remember name. So, but if you practice it, you can do it. But you also have to speak the power of the spoken word. Don't say what you don't want, but say what you want. It's also like, oh, okay, I can remember name. I just have to practice it. Just say that to yourself. Sometimes we forget the name because we are not focusing on the moment of introduction. We are already thinking about the next thing that we are about to do. Introduction. Do not think about what to say, but the moment of introduction. Say the name back out loud. Like I said, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Jose. That's one way to remember the name, and then you can repeat it after that. Once you finish the conversation, you can say it again when saying goodbye after finishing the conversation. So how the book help? Well, it has helped me a lot. Like I said, I never really read a book while school. I mean, I read the book, and then like a few chapters and all that, or like just skip through it, but I never really like. I read for like to get the test, to do the assignment. That's it. But after that, I forgot everything. But when I got into the business, I read to understand, focus, and so that way I can understand. It helped me get understanding of success for people. It helped me realization of my thought and how to think positively and apply it. The BW2 team, they recommended the book just for that, so that you grow as a leader. It can help you too. Reading can just make a difference. One that is like, be aware, pay attention to what you are reading, and take one sentence to apply to your day, to your life during the day. And yes, and that is what I have for you. Thank you for letting me share. It is a pleasure. Thank you.
Applause for Abel here, or Abel.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, sir, for explaining the importance of reading books. It's just a refresher for me. I was also a hard-headed kid when I was younger, and teachers always told me, read, and it improves this and improves that. So it's just a refresher, smacks in the face from the teachers, right? So thank you again for you three. Our last speaker today is going to go over our system here that we have, right? It's a round of applause to this really creative person who always does creative things with our products and does reviews and just gives a lot of feedback to us in our group chats, right? So let's get a round of applause for Julia Rose here for our next speaker. Take it away.
Good evening. My name is J.R. Julia Rose. My sponsors are Aaron and Shakayla Thompson. My background is accounting and lately insurance. That seems to be the common theme of my career path as of right now. I am going to share systems, and what we're going to be talking about today is A and B list building. So I'm going to share my slides with you. There we go. Well, that's loading up. A and B list is a very important thing to have when starting a business. I believe with everyone here, when you first started, once you received the okay from Kanta and Nadia saying, yes, you are now a partnership of ours, the first thing you got to do is start to build your list. And for me, when I first started, I was like, I'm not totally sure what that is, but I'm very good at making a list. Even when starting as a child of what I always wanted for Christmas. So it's very easy to make up a list for me. When it comes to the A and B list though, the importance of A and B list is substantial because that is the starting capital of your business here in our program, the BWW program / our supplier. You have to reach into your memory or subconscious, or better yet, what I just went through my phone and just looked at the people that I spoke to currently. And there's some people I haven't reached out that I was like, okay, let me add them to my list. I think nowadays it's the best thing to do is just go through your phone and just add them to your list. And the more people you add to your list, the more possibilities for your business. I started my list building on, well, I restarted my list building on Sunday. And I started with, I believe, 80 people. And that was just from my contact list and also people that I knew from Facebook. And also some of my client list as well that I know I haven't reached out to in a while. All that alone could definitely help you create your list together. I definitely suggest to at least put down 100 people, because at least 3% of your 100, you're going to have 3% that's going to be successful in either becoming a client or becoming an IBO, or better yet, you know that you can't do anything with them. And sometimes there can be that. So don't prejudge or make decisions on people on your behalf, because you never know. If you went to the EWS yesterday with Shauna Shakira, people are looking, you just have to look for them. Even the people that they don't seem like they absolutely are. They're just not willing to say it out loud, but they're all looking at one point. Oops. And like I said, there's 3 stages to your business. When it comes to A and B lists, your A lists are usually your close friends and family. They can come to your house, they can open your fridge, they can do whatever you want in your house as long as they don't destroy it. When it comes to the B list is more of your acquaintance, people you are good with, but you can invite them to your house, but you gotta look them up first. Be like, hey, what time you coming over? That type of acquaintance. And people just can't come over, type of people. And C lists are the people you haven't met yet. And once you go through A, B, and C lists, that's usually when you get to the 3rd stage, which is access the depth. The depth is important in your business because the more depth you have, the more steady your business becomes. Like I said, when some of us sometimes say going wide is awesome, because going wide means you're becoming more profitable in your business. The more money you're making, the more products that are coming in. But the more depth your business is, that's how steady your business is going to be, and less likely to not be profitable because your business is just going deeper and deeper and deeper. So if you're starting or restarting a business, building your list is the first thing to do when you're starting out, mainly for the networking. 1 out of 3 outcomes will happen. Just like I said, a person becomes an IBO, which is great. A person becomes retail customer, which is great. And a person becomes neither, which honestly, because of this business, I'm learning that is also great, because at least you know where that person is and you know where that person stands. You will never lose a friend when you show someone this business. And a short story, I had 2 friends I've learned very quickly when they became my friend, if they were my friends or not. One of my best friends, her name is Tiffany. I was trying to tell her about the business and she just kept asking questions and I had no idea what the answers were. And in hindsight, I was just screwing it all up. But what she said was, JR, I have no idea what you're doing, but I believe in you and I want to support you any way that I can. And she ended up buying a product from me the next day. And she's been best friends with me ever since. And there was another friend of mine, did the same thing, but and I haven't heard from her again. And to be honest, I love that. I love this business because of that. I thought a lot of people were my friends until I showed them this business, and I thought this business was everything, and it's just so clear and cut, but some people just don't see it that way. And you do become having great friends with folks in this business. I'm great friends with Crossline. I'm also great friends with, of course, my sponsors, Aaron and Shakayla. I didn't know them from a can of paint. I was their C list. And somehow we became such great friends because they were sticking with me when it comes to growing out my A, B, and C list and helping me out with my business, making sure all my products were coming in, samples, how to approach clients, how to approach IBOs. That we became really good friends after that. So I guess I want to say just don't give up, because even though your friends might come in, your friends will come through eventually, your true friends. So the qualifications that you should think about while you're making your list is, do they recognize your name when you contact them? So when you're calling from your phone contacts and you're either calling or texting them saying, hey, how you doing? If they don't recognize who you are, that's not the greatest start. I would contact someone who actually knows who you are, or at least are able to easily jog their memory saying, hey, it's such and such from such and such place. Do you remember? They're like, oh, yeah, I remember you. How are you? And it becomes a positive response. That is a great step. Another thing that you should think about is, would you like them to be in your business? That was another trial and error on my part in the past, where I tried to bring someone in that I knew I didn't really care for. And even though I was saying all the right things, the attitude and the body language will show you to that person, if that makes sense, which made the business partnership not a good start, and it crashed and burned before it even started. So don't force it. If you like them to be in your business, definitely contact them. If you know you don't like them, don't force it. If anything, try to make them into a customer if possible, because everyone needs products. Every one of us needs toothpaste, deodorant, Access, Energy, any of that. And if you like them enough for them to get you that money, just be like Ian over there, show all 32 of your teeth. Well, don't be fake with it though, but you know what I mean. And the last thing that you should also ask yourself is, could they use extra income or products? And everyone is looking for at least one or the other. So the last thing I want to share with you, the things that you can help you with when it comes to bringing the mindset of building your list, is listening to these streams. There's plenty on Access Stream, but the main things that I was listening to, the first one is How to Be an A and B List Pro by Mark Diamond. The stream number is BWW2626. And it's a good stream, 31 minutes, very straight to the point with bullet points on how to build your list, what A and B list does, and how to approach clients or IBOs, excuse me, things of that sort. Another one is List Building Mindset by Anthony and Jenny Malillo, BWW2712. And lastly, any Build Brit stream, especially V168-66866. The crazy thing about 66866, that stream is so jam-packed with so many pointers to build your business and how to go about your business. It's kind of insane. Like every time I listen to it, I catch something new every time. And that stream is probably as old as I am. So it's it's just really, it's kind of trippy if you think about it. But the main thing that sticks out in that stream from what I remember is that even though Brett, he didn't approach people right away, he would just add that person's name onto their list. It's like, okay, I've talked to such and such, let me put their name on the list and someone to reach out to later. And that could honestly be something that you do even when you're out in public in Publix, or when you're talking to someone just while you're out doing whatever. And honestly, that's some of the people that I reached out to. Back when I was living in New York, I was just talking to people on the street while I was selling some products, and they seemed very sharp. So I just kept their name and made sure I got their number. So that way, when the opportunity presents themselves, that's when I was able to contact them. And honestly, I started my list, like I said, this past Sunday, and I already had 2 MGs. One person went to the board plan, and it's only Wednesday. And I haven't even gone through half of the list yet. So please contact the person who's helping you out to go over your list and just see what happens. And to be honest, it's best doing it with a person with you. It gives you a lot more confidence, and it also keeps you from overthinking. Because honestly, if I was doing the list builds by myself, I would have overthought it and just not approach certain people because they're like, oh, I remember what they did years ago. Meanwhile, my partner who was helping me out, which was Kenneth, he was just like, they're not going to remember. Just ask. So yeah, I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, obviously contact the person who invited you today or who you're working with, and go on from there. I want to turn it back to my host, the great host, Jose.
JR, go ahead.
I'm not that great, Julia, but you are. Just saying. Thank you.
No,
Thank
you're
you for
awesome.
that.
All of you guys are great.
I will say though, I did have the habit of doing that when I built my list the first time. I did prejudge some people, and sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't ask that one person because such and such happened. So that's a big no, don't do. So got started off with like 10 people. Now all of a sudden I have like 120 people on my list for that reason, right? So, but anyways, round of applause for all of our participants here, and especially a big applause for your host, right? Next thing we want to talk about is there any new people on board here with us today? If so, can you present yourself, tell us who brought you, who invited you, who your upline is, and so forth. If you're a year or less, that's considered new, just saying.
Yeah, my name is Aaron Thompson. No, I'm kidding. I love it. Great job, everyone.
My name is Ian Reese, and I have been introduced by Aaron Thompson.
That's the GOAT. He's my sponsor too, just saying. All right, so no new people. Emmanuel, I think your dad was a special guest, and I think he counted. All right. Next, is there any business activity that's happened or coming up or anything? Anyone do a couple shout outs or anything's coming up or has happened? Any success stories, failure stories, anything like that?
After Julia Rose was going through her A and B list, I was like, wait a minute, I need to look at mine too. And so I started to look at my A, B, and list. And the first thing I did is I got a hold of a gentleman. He's an aeronautical engineer out of Los Angeles. And after I get back next week, I'm going overseas. But after I get back, he wants to get started again. And that's just by going back to my A and B list. So whether you're new or whether you are seasoned in the business, you always want to revisit your A and B list because things change in people's lives. Okay, and so and you never know, you just never know. He says, I've been thinking of getting back into it, and I'm so happy you got back in touch with me. Okay, so definitely, just like what Julia Rose did, awesome job. Everybody did a great job, but your A and B list needs to be checked on a very regular basis. Do not just go through it and then put it to one side, So that's all I have to say. So I have another frontline who's going to be joining us because I went back and checked with him.
Sorry.
No, it's fine, Julie. You want to go? You can go, Julie.
Oh, okay. Good child. Let me go first before he takes up all our time anyways. So for me, I have the good thing about this list building as well is just, like I said, I was reaching back out to a few clients that were stragglers or I left behind. And there were also some former IBOs that I had in the past that left or coming back. So I was able to reach out to one of my former IBOs, and it looks like he's getting back into the swing of things because life was lifing for him as well. Another good thing was the clients. I actually have a coworker at my job. The sample bags, if nothing else, when it comes to this business, give out sample bags. Just keep giving it out, even though you just sample out as much as you possibly can, because the products really do speak for themselves. I gave out a sample bag to this coworker that I had, and she really loved the Focus supplements, the one that comes with the Focus, vitamin B, and memory builder. And my job is mainly just transferring calls. So I had to transfer a call to this coworker one day, and she was just like, Julia, what's inside those Focus pills? Because it actually is making me calm. And I was just like, well, what's funny about that is there is a component that actually literally does that. If you're too super hype, it brings you down. If you're not hype enough, it'll get you exactly where you need to be. And she was just like, yeah, I need that on my next order ASAP. I get paid Friday. I was just like, I get paid too, sis. So yeah, I get you. So that automatically gave me PV and other supplement bags as well. Oh, and also just reaching out to people too. Like one of my good friends, I was just telling her when I was building my list, I was just simply saying, she was just like, hey, what you doing? I was like, honestly, I'm just getting back into the swing of things and making sure I'm going full throttle in my business. That's all I said. And she was like, oh, thank you for reminding me. I actually need to get such and such. I believe she said the vitamin C supplements and the toothpaste and some other products. She really likes the Pursue as well. So she was like, oh, thanks for reminding me. I think I get paid such and such day. I'm gonna get some more of those products when I get paid. And I said, bet. So just open your mouth and just gently remind them, or just say, hey, I'm actually about to put in an order. Would you like to get some more of this product? I remember you wanting it or really enjoying it in the past. And most of the time they either say yes or yes, but not right now. And that's another good thing about your list as well. Notate that on your list, so that way you can contact them that day on your list.
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna share some funny story, I guess, that happened to me when I was actually contacted. I think telling a few failures, kind of make light of certain things, shall I say. It was the day after I talked to Kenneth, when I was on the phone with Kenneth. I was pulling up the Publix to go contact her. And Kenneth, you remember the day I talked to you, I told you I was pulling up the Publix, and and so on. I was going out to contact. So you guys, I kind of fell apart on one of the conversations that I had. And I was out there just grinding, trying to grind. And it was this young lady that I approached. And she was well dressed and so on. And the day that happened, Kenneth, I actually went to Zell's to get my ring clean, my wedding ring clean. So I actually left it at Zell's on accident. And I told the people, hey, I'll just come back the next day and get it. So I didn't have my wedding ring on. And I was talking to her, and I think she thought I was trying to hit on her. And then next thing you know, her boyfriend walks up. When her boyfriend walks up and he's looking at me, sizing me up and down and this and that, I was like, well, I have a wife and so on. I'm definitely not trying to hit on your wife. It looked kind of funny. And when I went to grab my ring was gone. So all it was the little the light skin band around the finger. And he was like, why you ain't got on your ring if you're not and so on. And then, it just conversation just went totally left. And then, you know what? It was so left, I had to pretty much back out. And yeah, and it didn't go so well. And at the end, I was sitting in my car and I laughed. I laughed so hard, because things like it happens, man. Even to this day, it happens to no matter how many years you did in business, it just happened. It's just a bad time. It was bad timing. He walked up when I'm, talking about talking to his girl about, got a few posts and stuff and we created Sis for Gas and so on. And it just didn't look right. And then immediately when he walked up, he had his arms crossed, looking at me up and down. And then I didn't have my ring on when I was talking about my wife. So it looked like I was out there cheating, y'all. So it is cool, like I say, it just, you appreciate this business so much, man. You're able to laugh at yourself, and have fun. I was totally fine with, hitting the wall on that one because, hey, I know that doesn't define who I am, and yeah, you can't get them all. Just, I thought it was just a funny story just to share, just let you know we out here making a mess as well too. You got to get out there to make a mess in order to succeed. So that's what I'm out there doing. I just want y'all to see that. All right, that's all I have to share. I ain't gonna take up too much more time. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. The wonderful Carol, what do you have to say?
Hello, everybody. I wanted to share a story too. I think I told y'all where I mentioned it Wednesday, about looking at your customer list. You can see the AM perks, how many points they have, or you can reach out to your customers and ask them, and tell them why to sign up with the AM perks. They get points for shopping with you. So my swim teacher, she's older, and she wanted me to help her place an order. So she said she needed something for hydration. And I told her we have a powder, the strawberry watermelon cocoa water, and also the pineapple cocoa water. And she said, strawberry watermelon? Are you serious? I said, yes, ma'am. They come in packs. It's 12 packs in a box. So she said, can you use the credit card I already gave you for I don't know what it was you got for me. I said the hair, nail, and skin. It comes ditto. It comes to her every 3 months. So she said, yeah, use that credit card. I said, yes, ma'am. So I used the credit card and I put her in under the AM perks. And I told her, I said, I got your cocoa water coming. And I said, I signed you up for our AM perks as well. You'll get points now for shopping with us, just like using your Kroger card. I said, that's the card you use through my store. She said, oh, wow, I got to get some more stuff. I said, yes, you do. I'll help you do it. No problem. So then she said she's going to get some of her church members to look at some of the items that she buying so they can buy some stuff too. That's because I shared my Leave Behind catalog with all the samples in it. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carol, Aaron, and Julia. Thank you all three for being, well, you two for being special guests, Julia for being another person who spoke, right? But thank you, everyone. Round of applause for everyone. So good job. And, applause for your host again. Thank you. The next speakers and our final speakers of the night is going to wrap it up for us is our crowns, Kamta and Nadia.
Thank you for the promotion. And I must say, I am very happy with the presentation tonight from everyone. Let's give Kenneth and Rodney a big round of applause because they're the ones who say, let's do a teach back, because we want to start getting the younger IBOs or people who haven't presented much to be able to do presentation for the bigger team, also for their own teams when they start growing more, So I must say, Awesome hosting, Jose. Did wonderful. I love the book by ABEL, right? ABEL or ABEL, which one? Very good. I love the color of the presentation. I know Ian didn't get a chance to put up his presentation, but I'm sure he had great things about it. There's so Emmanuel, I love the stream that you talk about. And, you know, it's obviously it shows that for whoever did presentation, you can tell that they are reading, they are listening, and they are using their products, you know. Julia JR did a wonderful presentation on revisiting back your list again. And like Kenneth just did, and he got an ex-IBO to get re-registered. And also people are now actually having more names on their list, right? So that was a great presentation there. And all the testimony from all the people, plus the one client from Ian, you know, about the coffee, the gum disease or whatever, you know. So this is the first one that we have done. We're going to continue doing it every Wednesday night, but we're going to refine it a little bit more, you know, and then so that each and everybody will be able to do presentation and represent the bigger team. Okay. You want to?
Yeah. I was very, very pleasantly surprised with everyone performance. You know, the way you guys spoke is amazing. You know, just like Anta said, you're getting ready for the bigger team, and this is where it starts, right? You start to do the hosting, then the products, and you know, you do it with this team, then you do it with a bigger team, and then you're ready to move on, right? As your confidence grow in this business. And that's what I love about this platform, is that it gives us all an opportunity to be able to speak, to be able to, you know, grow ourselves, you know, and through the books, the streamings and all of that. And just like Emmanuel was talking about the streaming, I listened to Angelo's, I don't know if you guys had a chance to listen to Angelo Nardoni's seminar that he did in Canada, but he was talking about Bill Britt 66866, right? And he put up a whole deck of cards, and he told the one of the girls, someone from the audience came up, and he was like, you know, there's so many aces, so many kings, so many queens in this, and so our IBOs are the aces, the kings, and the queens. You know, those the ones that decides to build a business. So the girl starts to look at the card as she's dealing, and then it goes 6, then another 6, then 8. And it's so funny because the numbers work, right? When she was done with the number of cards, they found 6 of those, the aces, the king, and the queen, right? And so what he was basically demonstrating is that the power is in the numbers, right? And just like Julia said, the more you reach out, you know, to new IBOs, old IBOs, people, old friends, even if somebody had said no to you in the past, it doesn't matter, right? Because situation changes and people are looking, especially now. More than ever, people are very, very uneasy with their jobs. And as you can see the article that Sanjeev played, right? And if you're not, you should be, right? Because you want to make sure that you're building your side hustle so big that you don't have to worry about that job income. If they decided that they're closing down, sayonara, see you later, you know, because you've already, you're doing something here. So just, you know, continue to build your business, continue to grow yourself, because that's what this platform is all about, you know, being able to grow yourself. Also, don't forget, I think the 20th is the last day. If you're planning to come to the conference, the 175 expires after the 20th, right? Then it goes to 195. So make sure you get your tickets. We've gotten our tickets a while back, but make sure that you get your tickets and you have all your situation situated to be able to come out there. And it's going to be an amazing conference. It is the Nardoni conference. I love their teachings. So it is going to be amazing. Of course, we're going to get the galas on the streaming, but we are excited. We're excited for the conference, excited to meet everybody, see everybody, and be able to give you guys a hug in person. So that's it. But it's
Absolutely.
done. So.
Wonderful. So we have, I think Kenneth is running a rotation. Is it done by volunteer, Kenneth?
Yes, I go around and ask people what they want to do, and we give them ample notice. I think the next one is going to be August the 2nd, if I'm correct. Or did you want to do it every week?
Well, we started it. You guys came up with the idea. What would you like to do? Since we have.
We had initially said the first and the third week of each month.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me stick with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I already have 2 people I think on the list. I'll reach out to people individually, and like you said, Campta, we're going to ensure that everybody gets good rotation. The goal is to get everybody doing hosting a few times, doing book a few times, and all that. So we give you ample notice so you could work it into your schedule. So I'll be sending that out by the end of the week. I'll have that ready for August the 2nd.
And I love the program, like I said, but when you're presenting, it's like you're presenting to the big team, right? In this team. So make sure that you have double check all your slides, make sure everything is working, because this is where, like, again, once you master this, then you're ready for the Sahai team, right? You're ready for the bigger team. So make sure that you treat this as important as you would the bigger meeting. So that's just my little.
Another thing that we can do also, Kenneth, which is a little separate, we can teach individuals also how to do the AV, in the event that you and Rod may be occupied, that we can have backup still. Okay?
Yeah, we'll add that.
Anybody would like to add anything? Or what are their thoughts about tonight?
I thought this was great. Even when I went to the EWS yesterday, I was telling Rodney, I was like, dang, this makes me miss Tuesday meetings at FAMU, because who I'm going to share my notes to? Because Shakira, she said a lot of great things last night that I really resonate with, especially when she went to the first slide where she's talking about how you become your own store, and that shows the diagram. And she was just like, don't worry about where the money came from, worry about who's in control of the money. And I was just like, okay. But I got excited. But there was plenty of other things that she said as well, especially with the person that I was inviting to the board plan. It matched with Shakira and Sean, because the person I invited, she also has 3 kids and a husband. Sean and Shakira also has a husband and 3 kids. And I just really like that she was just simply explaining without being too boisterous about it, saying, look, this business has gave me so many options because I became serious about it. So I just really enjoyed that. But what I really wanted to share, that's why I raised my hand up, was because that the folks who want to potentially contact your coworkers, but you don't want to put your hand out and potentially mess up your job or anything like that, I've been in touch with Nadia and just been giving out her website link. So whenever I recommend a product to a coworker that I don't want them to know I have a business just yet, I just use Nadia's link and just tell them the item number and just say, hey, if you have any questions, ask me, or definitely contact Nadia. I already let her know that you're looking out for those products or whatever. So I just wanted to relay that message if you really want to approach people that you're working with, because I know in the past, I don't want to tip my hand, I guess that's the saying. So I just definitely be in touch with Nadia and Campta, or any of your uplines to just help you out when it comes to getting as much PP as possible.
Anybody else? All right, so I think it was a good night tonight. We went a little bit longer, but we're gonna streamline it in terms of time, content, verbiage, a little bit better. So month by month, we all be, getting a whole lot better, ready to do for your own team, All right, thank you guys for everything.
Emmanuel, it was great to actually hear you. We always just see your picture. We never really got to hear you speak. You actually spoke very well, and I love seeing your dad. Remind me a lot of my dad. So that was a nice little surprise.
Right.
But continue to come out, and I can see the growth. Definitely. In everyone, same thing with Ian, same thing with Abel and Julia, all the presenters. You guys definitely are on the right track for sure.
Our team is doing the Pace Again or Friday Night Hangout this Friday. So we need volunteers for the big team, right? So anybody want to probably volunteer, or we're gonna come up
We're
with
gonna assign, yeah.
assign.
We'll probably assign. If you guys want to, just let your Kenneth, Rodney, let them know that you guys are interested in what you're interested in doing.
Mhm.
And we will assign that accordingly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.